I'm SNK, back with another video. Today we're going to be reacting to the NBA 75 team. Now, if you want to see my version on this video, I did make my own 75 greatest players of all time, so click up here to find that video. Also, click up the playlist to find all of my videos. Another thing before we get started, I've just made a Discord, so join the Discord, join some chats. Let's get going. Now, I'm a bit disappointed, to be honest, as this team is not in the specific order of best player to worst player. It's just in alphabetical order, so we can't really tell where they had to put these players. And also, it's not actually a 75 players list, it's actually a 76 players list due to a tie. So it's going to be interesting to see what that looks like. This is my first time looking at the list. Let's get right into the list. Let's get right into this with the first 10 being number 1, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Ray Allen, Giannis, Carmelo Anthony, Nate Archibald, Paul Arizin, Charles Barkley, Rick Barry, Elgin Baylor, and Dave Bling. Now, it's interesting to see that Dave Bling made it in here, but he actually made the 50 anniversary team as well, and I guess they've just decided to keep him in because I would definitely not have him in the best 75 players of all time. Also, Paul Arizin, also the same deal, I'm pretty sure. So really, the two players I wouldn't expect to see in there in the first 10 already. This is going to be an interesting rest of this list. Now, coming in for the next 10, we've got Larry Bird, Kobe Bryant, Wilt Chamberlain, Bob Cousy, Dave Cowens, Billy Cunningham, Steph Curry, Anthony Davis, Dave DeBusschere, and Clyde Drexler. Now, this 10 has definitely brought a few faces that I did not expect to see here as well, like Anthony Davis, Dave Bashir, and Billy Cunningham. Now, for Billy Cunningham and Dave Bashir, it's the same deal as the person who I was talking about before, as they were in the 50 anniversary team, and NBA decided that they would just keep them in there. But for Anthony Davis, I'm really not too sure about why he's here, to be honest. I'm not big on Anthony Davis. I think he's very hot and cold, and he's not consistent enough. I'm surprised he's made the 75 greatest players of all time. I hope I don't see anyone not in this list that should be here, because Anthony Davis being here is really not what I would put here. Coming in at 21, we have Tim Duncan, Kevin Durant, Julius Erving, Patrick Ewing, Walt Frazier, Kevin Garnett, George Gervin, Hal Greer, James Harden, and John Havlicek. Not really any complaints here. Again, Hal Greer, I didn't have him in my 75 greatest players of all time list, but it's the same story. He was in the 50 anniversary greatest players, but I think the NBA are just going to be keeping most of those players in here, and I think they're really just adding a new 25 players, so we'll see what happens. Coming in at 31, we have Elvin Hayes, Allen Iverson, LeBron James, Magic Johnson, Sam Jones, Michael Jordan, Jason Kidd, Kawhi Leonard, Damian Lillard, and Jerry Lucas. So Damian Lillard has actually made the list here. This is very interesting. Also, Sam Jones, same story as before. Jerry Lucas, the same deal. Can't really complain with this. Michael Jordan is definitely earned. LeBron James, Allen Iverson, Magic Johnson, all definitely in there. But very interesting. Dame Lillard actually makes the cut. In mine, he didn't, but he would have been just outside, I think. So this is very interesting. Well done, Dame. Coming in at 41, we have Karl Malone, Moses Malone, Pete Maravich, Bob McAdoo, Kevin McHale, George Mikan, Reggie Miller, Al Monroe, Steve Nash, and Dirk Nowitzki. Really no complaints here. At 51, we have Hakeem Olajuwon, Shaq, Robert Parrish, Chris Paul, Gary Payton, Bob Pettit, Paul Pierce, Scottie Pippen, Willis Reed, and Oscar Robertson. I completely agree with this, and I think all 10 of these players were in mine, so yeah, the last two 10s have been pretty good, and no arguments from me here. At 61, we have the Admiral, David Robertson, Stannis Rodman, Bill Russell, Dolph Schayes, Bill Sharman, John Stockton, Isaiah Thomas, Nate Thurmond, Wes Unseld, and Dwayne Wade. So yeah, it's a common pattern we're seeing here that the players who made it into the best 50 of all time will be making it into here as well. But I don't know if I really agree with that. I think there's been a lot of players, especially in the 2000s, that could definitely be in here that I'm just not seeing that I had in my list. But on to the last 5. Oh no, 6 actually, because there was a tie. So here we go. Coming in, we have Bill Walton, Jerry West, Russell Westbrook, Lenny Wilkins, Dominic Wilkins, and James Worthy. Overall, I don't really agree with this, actually. It's interesting, though, because they've just added a lot of the really old players in. But now, there's nothing wrong with having a lot of old players in your list, but I really think that the skill level was just completely different. But you can't take that away from them, because some of them were still incredibly good players, like George Mikan was the first real dominant player to ever play NBA, so you have to have him in there. But man, some of these players, I honestly don't really know them, and they're in the best 75 of all time. It's quite interesting to see. Join the Discord if you haven't. Also, if you like these videos, make sure to subscribe, like. The YouTube thinks you will like this video, but I think you'll like any video in this playlist, because this is all of my basketball time videos in this playlist. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.